Hey guys, Patty here. I know it's been a really long time since I've filmed and uploaded a video, but I am back. To some of my new followers, hi, I'm Patty. Thank you for following me. For some of you who stuck by, even though I wasn't active for a couple of months, thank you so much. I look forward to getting back into the swing of things on BookTube. Okay, so in this video, I'm basically just going to share with you some of my books that I've currently finished reading and some of the books that I'm currently reading now. I'm including 2 books that I read at the end of 2014 and then the rest are books that I've read for 2015. So let's get started. The first book that I'm going to show you is the second last book I finished in 2014, and that is My True Love Gave to Me. This book was actually a huge disappointment for me. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I had really high expectations for this, and I was originally planning on buying the UK edition from Book Depository, and I'm really glad I didn't because I would have been very upset that I paid that money to get it shipped and whatnot. Actually, it's free shipping. But I would have been really upset that I went through the hassle of getting UK edition and for something I actually didn't really enjoy. I will end up filming a review for this. It won't be like extremely in-depth, but I will explain why this was a big disappointment to me. But just quickly, there was only 3 stories in this that I actually really loved and gave about 5 to 4.5 stars for. The rest were all okay, mediocre, 3 stars, and then there was a couple that were just 2 stars. So overall, 3 stars. Not a great way to end 2014, but I know a lot of people actually really loved this, and I guess I was just a couple of the few that did not. Next, I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and this is probably the best way to end 2014. I've had this book for a really long time. I even went to the book signing, I believe it was this time last year, and got signed and whatnot, and I kept on telling myself I was going to start it. I did try to start it mid-2014. I did a buddy read with Rachel and Katie, but I think I just wasn't really in the mood for it. I couldn't really follow everything that was happening. My mind just wasn't really like wrapping around the whole entire cyborg thing, and it was just really confusing, so I put it down. And I did a buddy read with Jay, and we read it close to the end of 2014, and we had so much fun reading it. We were messaging each other back and forth constantly with all the different theories, and we were basically right for all of them. I absolutely loved this, and it was a perfect way to end 2014. I gave it 5 stars. I cannot wait to jump into Scarlet. If you haven't read this yet, I highly suggest picking this up. On to 2015. So I hosted a readathon with 8 other lovely individuals on Instagram, and it was a New Year's readathon. Basically, it was kind of a way to start the new year off with some you know, goals in terms of what we wanted to achieve, and kind of a way to clean up our TBRs a little bit. So we had 6 challenges. I think it's 6, I'm not sure if there's 7, I'm pretty sure it's 6 challenges that your books could fall under. They didn't have to follow the challenges. I had a pile of books that I was planning on reading, but I mainly only was able to finish 1 book, which is kind of sad because it's a small book too. So the first book that I read and finished in 2015 was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I loved this book. 5 stars. If I could give it more than 5 stars, I would. It was amazing. Sorry. Definitely one of my favorite reads, and an amazing way to start off 2015. I'm just going to mute my phone so it doesn't ding again while I'm doing this. I really love the writing style. I love the fact that it was in letter format. I felt like every single letter was personalized and addressed to me. I know everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I can't believe people hate this book. Oh. I have the movie recorded on my TV, and I'm really looking forward to watching it. Hopefully I get to watch it before this month comes to an end. But basically this book was just beautiful and so emotional that I was in a book hangover, and I struggled to read anything else, which is why I only read 1 book throughout the 7-day readathon. But it managed to fall under 4 of the challenges. I originally thought it was only under 2, but it was a standalone and a book that's been on my TBR the longest, a book I've put down, and an author that's new to me. So on to the rest of the books I read so far this year. Some of them are either ebooks or ones I bought from the library, so I don't have copies of them anymore. The first book I read after The Perks of Being a Wallflower was Just a Little series by Tracy Puckett. This was okay. It was a part 1 to 4 bind up, basically about a girl in high school who has to do job shadowing, and she goes and job shadows with her uncle, who is the chief of police, and she gets assigned with a younger cop. There's more to it, but I don't want to give anything away in case someone wants to read this. Basically, she gets paired with a younger cop, sparks fly, and she basically has to face things that happened to her in the past. She has a tragic past, so it was okay. The first part one was decent, and after that it kind of went downhill. I didn't really like the path that the author was taking with the characters, and I found the writing style to be just a tad bit choppy, and things just didn't really flow, and it was just extremely unrealistic. So I gave that 3 stars. I definitely won't end up finishing. I think there's up to part 10. I definitely won't end up picking up another one or finishing up the series. After that, I read Fortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman, and it was my first time reading anything by him, and I absolutely loved it. It was an amazing first read. I loved the writing style, I loved how cute it was, I loved the illustrations on the inside, and I actually read this on the GO train when I was reading this. I got it from the library, by the way. And I had a permanent smile on my face. I just could not stop smiling. I ended up reading it 3 times within that one day, and I cannot wait to go and buy my own copy. Next, I read The Wicked and the Divine. I actually originally received a e-arc of this. They've already been published, but the e-arc was for the bind up of 1 to 5 or 1 to 4. I'm not sure. And I actually did start it on my computer, but it's really hard to read graphic novels on my laptop. I have to end up zooming up to every single different corner, and it just comes a little bit too much, so I actually just waited until it was published so that I could read it. I gave this 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I loved Lucy, who's one of the main characters, and I'm so upset with how the ending was, and the cliffhanger in this, oh my gosh, if you read this you know what I'm talking about. I cannot wait until volume 2 comes out, and I'm pretty sure that's next month. After that, I finally read, if this could go down, Saga. Everyone has been talking about this, everyone seems to love it. I finally read volume 1, and it was pretty good. It was weird, it was humorous, it was crude. Did I mention it was weird? I didn't really know what to expect. I kind of went into it, you know, not reading the synopsis for it, so I didn't really know what to expect, but it definitely was, and nothing close to what I thought I might be reading. It's definitely interesting. I will for sure be reading volume 2, 3. Well, for now I'll be reading volume 2 and we'll see how that goes, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to continue on up to volume 4. And I gave this 4 stars. After that, I read Rat Queens. This was amazing. I gave this 5 stars. It was so good. It was so funny. And my favorite character for sure is Betty. She's like this tiny little blonde one. She's just so cute and she's so funny. Definitely met all my expectations. I cannot wait for volume 2 to come out so I can continue reading onto this and figure out what happens with the Rat Queens next. Next, after that, I read the ZODIAC Archives Part 1. It is a new novel coming out on January 27th by Stan Lee and 2 other authors, I believe. And basically it's about a group of, I want to say kids, who are basically attached to a Chinese zodiac sign. So part 1 basically gives a breakdown of the first 6 main characters. I really liked it. It was a good way to kind of give a background and a prequel story so that, you know, I wasn't really confused when the Zodiac Legacy comes out. This is free on Kobo, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and iBooks. I'm not sure how long it's going to be free for, so if you're interested in checking this out, I highly suggest it. I really like the writing style, I love the illustrations, and it was just really great understanding the background of each character. The next one I read was part 2 in the Legacy, Zodiac Legacy, which was on the Vanguard archives. This is basically a breakdown and background story on the 6 characters in the Vanguard's squad, who are basically the bad guys. Yet again, it was really good to have that background information, and this will definitely help me a lot when I jump into the actual book, so I won't be completely lost. I gave both of these 4 stars. They were really good. Sorry, my cat. They were really good, and I actually really enjoyed them, and I'm really excited to read the actual full book, which my chapters has out early, so we'll see what I purchase this weekend. And on to what I'm currently reading. technically currently reading more than 2 books, but we'll just show these 2. I am reading The Winner's Crime by Mary Rutkowski. This is the 2nd book to The Winner's Curse. Thank you to the lovely Giselle at Bookner Canada for giving me this copy. I am on chapter 30, I believe. Yeah, I'm on chapter 30, and it's really good so far. The fact that I'm going to have to wait until next year for book 3 is just absolute torture. I'm really excited and looking forward to buying a finished copy when it comes out in March. If you've read The Winner's Curse and you liked it, just wait until you read this one. The trouble that Kestrel and Aaron managed to get themselves into. Oh boy. Next, the last book I'm showing you, I am currently reading The Kiss of Deception by Mary Ear Pearson. I'm actually doing a group buddy read with 4 other lovely individuals. We kind of have a chat going on WhatsApp to kind of discuss things. We're supposed to be finished part 1. I am on chapter 9, so I got 3 more chapters to go until I'm done part 1. I am really enjoying it so far. I have actually previously started this last year. I did receive an e-arc for it, but I really wanted to read it with the whole entire map and kind of the finished copy of it, because some fantasy books are just really hard reading an ebook copy of. I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of struggle to read fantasy books and graphic novels and comics on like an ebook. It just doesn't work for me. So I have already previously started this, and I kind of just basically reread from the beginning and just got further in, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very interesting, and I'm very curious to see how this all plays out. So that's it. I'm back. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you're currently reading and what are your weekend reads. That's it for now. I will see you guys Monday. I'm hoping to post my review for My True Love Gave to Me. Until then, bye!